Hi, so this is my first video. I set it up like this because here is my workstation where I'm self-isolated, which is not the best, but you do what you can. Yeah, I think the toughest thing about this whole thing right now is that my parents live in Europe, so I'm kind of struggling with the fact that I was supposed to go see them in May and now that's not the case anymore. And we were planning on pushing it back to August, but as more this escalates, like the more we're kind of realizing that that might not be plausible. So that's the situation. So I don't know when I'm gonna see them again, but they're being very safe. So yeah, there we go. Yay. All right, day 2 of video journaling. Today I got to wake up late because I basically don't have any lectures apart from my multimedia class. Oh, I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a thunderstorm coming and the dog's gonna be scared. But anyway, so I woke up late, I had time to shower, do my hair, I got dressed, I washed my face, like I just feel really good on the outside and I feel like that's making me feel better on the inside. I've got a couple of tasks for today, but I feel like I feel better. I haven't been super productive so far and it's like already it's already 3 in the afternoon, so I should probably get to that. But I tend to be more productive like around these hours of the day anyway. And then I'll probably go for my daily walk when the sun's going down around like 6 or 7. So that's gonna be a nice day and I'm having a good one today. Woo!
Tell me a little bit about your experience as parents living without your children in Hungary, in Europe, in a different country. So how's that?
Well, being in Hungary at this time is a bit stressful for us because our family are very far. And although we're comfortable here and we got, a nice comfortable house and we're able to self-isolate through our work because we're both working from home. Having our children quite far is very stressful and I'd rather be close to my family. And I think a lot also about my parents because they're quite vulnerable and they live in a complex where there's 1,000 people who are all retired and above 70. And there's no case in their residence right now, but because they want to keep it that way, they really clamp down on security. So people are not allowed to go anywhere and they feel a little bit like they're in prison. I'm reassured to think that they're together. There's 2 of them, but I'd rather be close to them. So being in Hungary at this point is a little bit difficult. What do you think?
Yeah, it's difficult on a number of fronts, but at the same time, there's some bright sides that we want to be able to take advantage. The spring has been absolutely spectacular in terms of weather. So although we're confined and we're able to go outside around the house and take a little walk, so it's one way to let some pressure off. But I'm really grateful for the technology that we have around us, that allows us to stay close despite the distance, to have these virtual interactions. It means a lot to be able to just pop up, pick up your mobile and open the camera. And I've had a number of video calls today, just because it's my birthday, of course, but just people just out of nowhere, just, calling me on video cam. So I think that's making this very, very, very difficult situation a lot easier to handle.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously you guys are both working from home, but you both play a pretty big role in terms of careers and the roles that those careers are playing right now. I think that they're both very, very important. So can you guys just go over a little bit kind of how, like, first of all, what your title is or what you do as a living, and then like how that has an impact on the situation now?
So let me start. I'm the Canadian ambassador to Hungary, Slovenia, and Bosnia and Herzegovina. And in the last couple of weeks, my job has been pretty busy and has changed drastically because we have very few consular issues in my countries of accreditation where we need to help Canadians, because I'm not in countries where access is complicated and Canadian can go in and out. But suddenly, because of the closure of borders and airspace and cancellation of flights, we had to work very hard to help Canadians. In Hungary, it's not so bad because there are still commercial flights, so people can leave. But in Bosnia and in Slovenia, it's been a lot more complicated. And what adds to the complication for me is that I'm a non-resident ambassador, so I don't have an embassy, I don't have staff in those countries. So we have to do everything at a distance. We've had great collaboration of the local governments, great collaboration of other Canadian embassies in the region, but also great collaboration of other friendly embassies, either the US or the UK, who have been giving us information, helping us understand what's happening on the ground. So it's quite a crazy time. It's not what you sign up for when you go on posting abroad. We never thought that something like that would happen. But above all, helping Canadians is, our number one duty. So everything else is taking a step back so we can focus on those issues. At this point, I think we've managed to help all Canadians that needed help to return to Canada from those two countries.
Well, just recently you were able to turn a flight that was going to Toronto to pick up Hungarians to come back, to turn it into a commercial flight and bring back Hungarians. So that was pretty impressive.
So the Hungarian government was sending a plane to Toronto to pick up some Hungarian citizens there, and we spoke with them, and they were very open to allowing some Canadians to take this flight. So we did that last week. This weekend, we had a chartered flight from Belgrade in Serbia coming to Frankfurt and then Toronto. And we helped 20 Canadians to leave Bosnia and Herzegovina by bus, go to the border, cross by as pedestrian, get on another bus, go to Belgrade, get on the flight, and finally get home to their families here in Canada. So that was very complicated because there was curfew, everybody, and border police. But we're very happy, and those people I know are grateful that this can happen.
Yeah. And you, Dad, you obviously have a big part to play. So you were saying how much you appreciate the technology that we have these days that is allowing us to go through this difficult time and stay connected. But obviously your company plays a big part in allowing that to happen. So how's your role changed recently?
So it's changed quite a bit in the sense that we're all in crisis mode. So I work for a large telecom company that provides equipment to service providers around the world, companies like Bell Canada, like Videotron, like France Telecom, like British Telecom. To basically, we provide equipment that carries the signals that make what you know as the internet. And this is obviously a very critical field of activities right now. So our clients are looking to us to help them make sure their networks are stable, but they're also looking to us to make sure that when they have capacity requirements, because everybody now is working from home, everybody's streaming courses online, all of those kids are gaming online during daytime. These are models that our customers were never confronted to. So our company plays a key role in helping them keep their networks stable. My personal role in this is very interesting. In Europe, I'm responsible for the third-party companies that we use to help reach our customers and install or replace equipment. And because of all the cross-border limitations that exist in Europe, normally we use big companies that travel from country to country to do this work. Right now, that's virtually impossible. So we've had to remodel and redesign how those resources, so to, look at local resources to do work locally as opposed to do regional work. So we spent quite a bit of time. So that's very interesting. And so far, the internet hasn't broken. Our clients are still able to cope with the demand. What's even more interesting right now is we're spending a lot of time to conceive what will the after look like. There's in every field of activities, also in ours, there's a lot of what you would call backlog work that's going to accumulate, work that can't be done right now, that's going to need to be done when this all passes, in addition to the work that would normally be required. Without getting into details, there's massive technology rollouts around new technologies such as 5G access that's going to somehow have to be accelerated. So it's going to be a real challenge for companies like us, and I play a key role in helping planning around that. So it's very interesting.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's all I needed to know about your career. So we can go back to having fun family talks and I can stop recording it. So yay. Thank you guys.